Hey guys, here's another day in the life of Vintage Classic Specialist video. I'll try and keep this one brief because I've got some things I got to do and I got to get out of here. So today, for my part, I'm pretty much worked on the chassis for the 69 EV Beetle. It probably doesn't look that much different than last time I did one of these videos. The difference is a lot of the parts on the car, the suspension and so on, were just kind of bolted together loosely for mock-up purposes. So everything now is actually bolted down for good. You know, I attached the shocks at the bottom. They didn't even have nuts on them before. Finished putting some of the steering box hardware together. Tightened the tie rods down. You know, things like that. Like tighten all the brake lines. They're all tightened now except for on the back, and I'll come back to that later. But yeah, just really like doing final installation of a lot of these things that I just had kind of loosely together for mock-up purposes before. The one thing that I did do that's new is to add the brake line that goes to the rear brakes. So those of you who have done this before know it's kind of a pain, but you can see it running here from the master cylinder through the firewall. Late cars, this sits kind of high, so I had to kind of come down to the level of the pan and then back all the way along here, and then through the rear area, and then finally to this junction here. So yeah, we went ahead and formed this line today, got it in. And then the brakes, everything back here is tight except for, obviously there's nothing attached here. I'm gonna have to get another line of some sort that's gonna go from these lines to the braided stainless steel lines that go here. So something to go between those lines and these. I've still got to figure that out. I've got some ideas. Started mocking up the emergency brake cables today. I'm going to have to actually have a cable made. For whatever reason, the cables that come with this brake kit are only appropriate for, I think, 73 or later Beetles. This one being a 69, they're probably about 4.5 inches too short. So I'm going to have some custom e-brake cables made. Not a big deal, but kind of a little bit of a pain and a little bit time consuming, but it's just part of building a car. Other than that, yeah, I think that's pretty much it for this car for today. Again, just, you know, tightening things up that were just kind of finger tight before. The one thing that I want to spend a little bit more time on is the chassis brace back here. It still is actually just loose, as you can see, but I probably want to go ahead and get that all adjusted and tightened and so on, and then it'll have to come off when we install the body so that these can go through the body. But I want to go ahead and get it all adjusted. The transmission is supposed to show up anytime for this car. I'm waiting on the rear transmission mount, the cradle one here, to come back from powder coating, so I won't be able to put that transmission in until I get it back later this week. And then after the transmission and axles go in, this car, or this chassis, is very ready, or very close to being ready to actually mount to the body. So hopefully within, I don't know, maybe the next week or so, this chassis and body will be going together. Other than that, Rafa was mostly focused today on the beautiful 57 low-light Karmann Ghia. For those of you that don't know what a low-light Karmann Ghia is, or not sure what makes a Karmann Ghia a low-light versus a later one, you can check my video that I'm posting on that. But yeah, today we finally got the rear bumper back from chroming and got it fit. Putting the bumpers on a Karmann Ghia is a much bigger pain in the butt than it is on a Beetle, primarily because you have these bumper bracket covers that you see here, and inevitably those have to be trimmed to really fit the shape of the body. And then there's these rubber seals that go in that are really a pain. And then likewise, there's seals that go between these bumper guards and the bumper themselves, also a pain. Pretty much everything on Karmann Ghias is a pain. So yeah, Rafa actually spent most of the day doing that, and then a couple odds and ends not really worth mentioning he did on this car. So hopefully this car is going to be done soon, although we found out later today we may have to replace the steering box on it. Not sure what happened, but all of a sudden the steering has about a quarter of a turn. That's a quarter of a turn, not a quarter inch. Quarter turn of free play in it, which it didn't have before. Luckily that happened while it was in the shop. It was a brand new steering box. Not sure what failed on it, but thank goodness it happened in the shop here instead of when the customer was driving the car. So yeah, that's going to hold this one up a little bit, but we're still hoping to get it out by the end of the week. Likewise for the 61 Ghia, hoping to get it out in the next couple days. I think I just need to spend a little bit more time test driving it and making sure it's all squared away. And I think that's it for today. The 64-1 family, I don't think we did anything on it today or either of these other cars. So yeah, pretty good day getting the 57 Ghia at least very close, other than a probable steering box replacement, ready to go, and then tightening up a lot of loose ends, no pun intended, on the 69, and getting it that much closer to the point where the body can go on it. So I hope you guys enjoy this. Please like the video if you liked it, and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Appreciate it. Thanks. Bye.